Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great. Today's video is a continuation of the exterior rendering tutorial series. So if you haven't watched the first two parts, please make sure you watch them. In today's video, we are going to finally put the textures in the model and take out the final render. All the links to the textures I have given in the description below, so make sure you download them before starting with this video. So let's get started. In the last video we had set up the HDRI, so this video we are going to set up the materials into the model. So the first material that we are going to put in is the wall material, which is going to be a yellow plaster material which I got from the net. So to put that, first I will divide this viewport into two, press N to remove this. Now when I go into the shader editor, over here currently there are no materials. So for that I will go over here into the material properties and select a new material. Once I have done that, what I can do is I can set up the material through a very basic shortcut, which is Ctrl plus Shift plus T. So now this will prompt me to select one of the materials. So for that you must have downloaded the material and saved it somewhere in a folder. So in my case it is the yellow plaster material which I want to apply. So this is the yellow plaster 2K material. So now if I select all of them and select over here the principal texture setup, so it will automatically set this whole thing up for me, so I don't have to take the hassle to do it. Now over here we don't need the displacement node right over here. It will be too much for our scene, so we might not require that. Also, before setting up this material, one thing we can do is we can UV unwrap this model right over here. So for that I will go into the UV editor. I will go into the front mode by pressing 1 on the numpad. Now what I can do is, instead of UV unwrapping it manually, because in this scene we are only going to see the front faces, I can project it from view. So when if I press Ctrl plus A, so I can select all transforms. So all the transforms will now come to scale. So now all the object transformations have been applied, so everything is back to normal. So now if I go into the edit mode, over here what I can do is that it has already been unwrapped in Blender, but I will press U and then press project from view. So this way I have gotten this thing right over here. And then similarly what I can do is I can do it for this also. If I go over here and then press U, I can also do cube projection this time. Now to see this object in isolation, I can press slash on the keyboard. So this will isolate the object. Now if I press Z and then render view, what I can see over here right now is that the material has started to apply, but the scale is a bit too much. So for that what I can do is I can go into the input and then the value node and place this value node near the scale. So now if any value I put here, it will be applied uniformly across all the three axes. So one of the values which I found appropriate for this was roughly around 2.2. So giving it a value of 2.2 will make it look fine for our scene. So I can now name this material as plaster. Now to bring back the whole scene, I can again press the slash button over here. Now for this cube over here as well, what I can simply do is go over here in the material properties, and while I have selected this, you can see in the material slot there are no materials assigned to this right now. So what I will go is I will go over here, select plaster, and you can now see that it has been assigned to this. Also you can re-verify it by going over here and seeing this number. If you see 2, it means that the same material has been applied to two objects within the scene, which in this case is this one and then object. So now that this has been applied, the next material is going to be the desert material, which is basically a sand material which I found from the net again. The links I have given below as I told earlier. So now if I press new material and name it as sand, I can again use the same shortcut, which is Ctrl plus Shift plus T. Again we will not use the displacement node over here, so I'll simply remove this. You aren't seeing any color over here right now because when we use the Control plus Shift plus D shortcut, the color node didn't come over here. So what I can do is I can press the roughness node, press Shift D to replicate it, then press this number to make it unique, then go into this to open the image that we want. Now from here we can select the base color.jpg, and now I can connect it to this base color. But it would look awkward if you just leave it to this, because we have to connect it to the mapping node for it to work properly. And now we can connect this value node over here. So this will give us the sand texture, and now I can press the slash button to bring back the whole scene. Now the next thing is to add the water material, which is again very simple. You can always rename the materials over here. Now I don't want the color of this water plane to be white. I want it to be aqua green kind of color, which is a mix of blue and green or somewhere in between. So for that you can search on the net and get the hex code, and the hex code which I found and worked for me is 93DFB8. So somewhere this color looked good for me. Now I can go into the solid view and bring the whole scene back. So now we have set the water texture, we have set the walls texture and the desert texture as well. The next thing is to set the flow texture. Now again in this case, as the textures are very simple and this scene is basically we are looking from the front in some perspective, we don't have to do proper UV unwrapping. Again we will follow the exact same procedure. Just in case this case, we won't press Ctrl plus Shift plus T. Instead we'll press only Ctrl plus T. Now to give it some more realism, what I can do is I can press Shift D to copy this texture, press this number to change it over here. I will move these aside. Now I will move it to non-color, and this time what I'll do is I will go into the normal. Now over here to set the roughness, I can introduce a color ramp in between by going into converter and then add a color ramp. Now if I change the values of black and bring it closer to the white, the roughness will also change accordingly. and I can connect this to the vector now. To see this more properly, what I can do is I can press Ctrl plus Shift and then select the node which I want to view. So now this is the viewer mode over here. In this you can see over here. So I have enhanced the black in this case, and now we can see the whole texture and the look we wanted. Now that we are done with the flooring texture, the next is simply to first see how the scene is looking this far. So now most of the textures along with the water plane have been set. Now the final thing that we have to do is we have to add a material to the lamp and give it a light to emit. So for that I will go over here and simply assign a new texture. I will give it a metallic value of 1, bring it to almost black and increase the roughness a bit. Now within this thing, as these faces of the lamp will be transparent, what we can do is we can add a new material slot, go into the edit menu. Now we have already selected this when we modeled it, and now when I put a new material over here, currently you will only see black over here because we haven't assigned it. So you first need to assign it. Now that we have assigned it, this material is going to be different from this one. Now what I'll do is to give it we won't have to set up the full glass setup node. Simply I'll increase the transmission to 1 and decrease the roughness to see how it looks right now. So this will look fine. I won't decrease the roughness to full 0 because I want the glass to be a bit rough. Now also what I can do is first I can press Shift S to bring the cursor to the selected point. Now if I add a light over here, so it will be a point light in this case, and then I can use nodes over here to give it some emission value. You can go into the shader editor and then over here use the black body node to give it some accurate color values. So currently this radius is too much. I will give it a radius of 0.1 and then I will bring it up to see. I can reduce it furthermore, and let's see how it looks right now. So I can increase the strength to roughly around 5 maybe, and this should look fine. Now the next thing I want to do is that I want to replicate this light over here on certain places. For that I will use the command Alt plus D. We won't be using Shift plus D because Alt plus D allows the objects to be linked. So if I make any changes to either the light or the lamp in this scenario, the changes will be applied to every replica I make of this in the scene over here. So this works perfectly in scenarios like this. So I'll go into the wireframe mode, select both of them and then press Alt plus D and then press X to move it along the X axis. Let me see over here in the camera view. So somewhere along the center I will place it. Now again I will press Alt plus D and then place it along over here. Now I will select all three of them, deselect this and then press Alt D again. Now I can select all of them over here and then shift them to a new collection, lamps. Now if I go into the camera view and then press Z and render, let's see how it looks right now. I can press this to highlight the selection. As you can see over here, the scene is looking the way we wanted it to, and now we can work towards the final render. But before that, what I can do is I can give it a medium to high contrast look and we can play with the exposure a bit. I will reduce the exposure a bit. For the final render, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the number of samples as 350. I will turn on render denoising, and then I will finally press render over here. So now we'll wait for the render. So this is the final output of the 3-part video series. I hope you enjoyed making it along with me. If you got any value from any of this series, please make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Hit that bell notification icon for the latest updates. And do not forget to share it with other friends who are wanting to learn Blender. Thank you.